This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Let's try this again. Oh, no mess. I like it. And the reason I said let's try this again, because I had one of these already and failed attempt to record an episode. So, listen, I got to tell y'all about the blunders and fuck-ups too. Can't be perfect, all right? Listen, things happen, technical difficulties. That's the reason why one of the episodes was called Technical Difficulties. But I will not talk too much about those things. I will talk about the beer of the episode, Haze of the Dead, from Distill Brewery, based out of Normal, Illinois. This is really fitting. One, for the simple fact of the name, Haze of the Dead. It's got a cool little bearded skull with a blue bandana on it. It's a double dry hopped hazy imperial IPA. 2021 bronze juicy or haze imperial India pale ale of the American Beer Festival. It's actually pretty solid, man. It's really good. I will say that I've had it, like I said, I had it before already. Really, really good. The can is dope. Feels a little paperish, though. I will say the wrapping and everything like that. But it is 8.5%. So, and this little bitty ass can is 8.5%. Crazy. But like I said before, I went to Lambeau, and if you're following the show, I went to Illinois, I went to Chicago and Lambeau, all within a 24-hour fucking span. Crazy. But had a great time. But this beer is also fitting because there is some Days of the Dead, if you will, for some college playoff hopes, some NFL quarterbacks. It's just crazy. So let's get into it, man. Well, before we get into it, I want to give a special shout out to my favorite beer store, my favorite store to get beer, liquor, wine, whatever you need as far as the alcohol consumption is considered. Total Wine. Shout out to Total Wine. I get all my beer from Total Wine. You can get a 6-pack, a keg, singles, 12-pack, 24-pack if they got them, 30-pack only for the natties and shit now. But yeah, you can get whatever kind of beer you want nationwide. All of these beers that I have here and many, many more that I have stashed somewhere that I am building a wall for. No Trump pun intended. But yeah, so I am basically, you can get this from any Total Wine nationwide. They have all the beers you can think of from all across the country. I saw beer from Alaska to Hawaii to Colorado to New York to, Florida. It's just everywhere. So shout out Total Wine. Shout out Total Wine. Anyway, let's get to it. News you can booze to. All right. It pains me to say this, but Colorado lost. Lost to Kansas in an amazing, historic night for their running back, Neal. He absolutely dominated this game. Like I said, he had a phenomenal game. There is no taking away from him on that. Coach Prime said it best. I think that the Colorado Buffs were kind of smelling their own success, similar to what SMU was doing in the beginning of the season, similar to what Colorado did in the beginning of their last season. They were kind of, believe in the hype, if you will. So now the Big 12 is up for grabs for other teams. Colorado still has a chance, but it's pretty much a wrap. I don't know. Colorado, they kind of blew it. They still have an opportunity to stay in the media with the Heisman race with Travis Hunter. Shador's pretty much out. I don't really see him having the numbers for the Heisman as far as quarterback because Cam Ward is just still continuing to put on a fucking clinic. Haze of the Dead, as far as the Big 12 championship goes for Colorado. Cheers. It was a great. It's it's a better season. It has been a better season for them than last year and the year before that. So it's a win for them. So cheers. Excuse me. Ole Miss loses to Florida and is basically now cooked when it comes to their playoff chances. And the Gators were celebrating in the craziest, best fashion that I have ever seen. I love it. I'm not going to lie. I love it. They beat Ole Miss. Florida has been on a tear. Cheers to Florida and finding a quarterback, because in football, that is one of the most important positions in football. And they found it. They have found it with DJ. Man, they found it. So cheers to that, Florida. And cheers to the SEC being in an absolute shambles right now. SMU. No, I ain't forget about you, baby. SMU handles Virginia, and Miami bounced back against Wake Forest. They both absolutely dismantled their opponents. So, listen, Miami is higher ranked than SMU now, but SMU is now in the playoffs as far as the committee is concerned. And as they should be. I feel like they should have been up higher earlier, but it is what it is. You can't really be upset about them being, SMU just has to win, just win out and just continue to win and make some noise in the playoffs, because at the end of the day, the playoff committee has favored a certain conference, which we'll get into in a minute, but they favored a certain conference, and, as ACC is not that favored conference, you're just going to have to go in there and prove it. And that's cool, because you've been proving it, smashing, the emblems of other teams and stuff, that when you win, you just have to go and fucking prove it and continue to prove it. So listen, that's what football is all about. And SMU has a clear path to actually they're in the playoffs, and all they have to do is, and they could possibly get to the ACC championship or win the ACC championship, and just absolutely, man, I don't know. I'm just so hyped about it. I'm going to the game. Cal versus SMU. Gonna just go ahead and fuck it. Made that decision right now. But hey, listen. Ohio State literally beat Indiana into submission. But I was wrong. So I was wrong. I was wrong about Indiana being playoff worthy. You're not ready to play with the big boys. Where I was right is they're still in the playoffs. They're still in the playoffs. They're ranked. They're still within the ranks of the playoffs. So it really doesn't fucking matter, I guess. Like I said, win, lose, or draw, how much they lose by, how much they win by, it didn't matter because the committee put them still in the top 12. Now, Notre Dame. I don't know if it's right to call them this, but I'm just going to say it. They're fucking terrorists. They have literally beat every fucking armed service fucking team in the college football and dominated Navy and Army, and it's just absolutely crazy. They're also in the playoffs, and I feel like it is so unfair because they're not in a fucking conference and they don't play anybody worth a damn in the conference. Now, coming up in this fucking rivalry week, they will have to play USC, just like Ohio State is going to have to play Michigan. Georgia's going to have to play Georgia Tech, Texas versus Texas A&M. Listen, there will be some teams there will be some figuring the fuck out this weekend, and I am here for it. Fuck the turkey, fuck the collard greens. I'm here for the football, baby. So, listen, that's easy for me to say because I'm a pescatarian and I don't eat meat anyway. So, but still, I'm here for the football because, in fact, that's the most interesting thing to me. So, yeah. Notre Dame made Army look like they were inferior on the field. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of disheartening to see. We all thought this in the nation completely. We all thought that they might have a chance, and Notre Dame Notre Dame did what they did. Anyway, moving on. Kind of sad about that, but not sad about this next one. Alabama. Come on down. It is the Haze of the dead for you, sirs. Cheers to OU Boomer. Sooners beat the brakes off Alabama. And cheers to that, because it has been an absolute fucking shit show of a fucking season. And that just gave every Oklahoma fan hope. Every Oklahoma donor, everybody has now hope. Still not a believer, me personally, still not a believer in the coach, but now I know we have a good running back. Now I know our quarterback is decent, and our defense can do what they need to do when they are put in positions to win. And Milroe gave us more than enough positions, gave us more than enough times to win. It was 3 interceptions from Milroe. And man, when I tell you, if he doesn't leave for the league, me personally, I might tell him to stay and figure it out and work one more year out with Ryan Williams, who is a fucking phenom, because his draft stock just dropped like below crazy. But thinking about it, it's really Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Ewers. And then after that, it kind of just falls off the face of the earth as far as quarterbacks go. So he might be still in the top 20 as far as first round goes, but his draft stock, like a lot like Carson Beck, has just absolutely has been bad. Excuse me. And with them not being in the playoffs now, this is going to basically be the last real meaningful game. Now they play Auburn coming up this week, but I mean, it doesn't mean shit. They're not getting in the playoffs no matter what, because they're just too far out. And the SEC is in fucking shambles behind it. Like Paul Feinbaum and his crews, the phone-in people are fucking going crazy. Check on your Alabama Roll Tide friends. They might be on suicide watch this next few weeks. Just check on them, man. They're so used to winning. They're not used to this non-Nick Saban style team, and they're not used to losing. And unfortunately, with the ass whooping that they got, I'm sure they're calling for old boy's head too. Listen, Arizona State. Cheers to Arizona State. They did all that Big 12 championship shit. Cheers to them. They deaded all that Big 12 championship shit for BYU and beat them. And in one of the wildest finishes I have seen, BYU just seems to be in these wild finishes, don't they? Like BYU finished Utah off with that wild finish on a fluky fucking call. And then all of a sudden, Arizona State, same thing. So few seconds left, interception, and then this happens. Listen, he wilded out. He was out of line for cussing at the refs, but Honestly, this is like the second time this has happened to Arizona State. They were supposed to be dead last in the Big 12. Now they are in the Big 12 championship. Basically went out and they're in, with one more game. They were not supposed to be this good. They are 9-2 on the season. Bruh, Arizona State, what the fuck? Nobody saw this coming. And, like, you could do the quote to John Harbaugh, who got it better than us? Nobody in Arizona State, because fuck you. But, listen, they were supposed to be dead last, and now they are in the Big 12 championship base, and all they got to do is win out. Right now, they're in the playoffs. As it sits right now, rankings, as it sits, college playoff committee has Oregon number 1, number 2 Texas, number 3 Miami. Oh shit. Boise State number 4, Ohio State 5, Penn State 6, Notre Dame 7, Georgia 8, Tennessee 9, SMU 10, Indiana 11, and Arizona State 12. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let the madness begin. I'm thinking that, like, it's gonna be absolutely crazy if Arizona State doesn't get in, because, man, they are phenomenal. They have done some good stuff at that program. That coach is alumni of Arizona State. He is passionate about their fucking team. And listen, man, I mean, he's been in some situations where, why are y'all giving them one more second to kneel out? Like, come on, stop it, refs. But I don't know. I'm thinking next week, I'm just, after the holidays, after I'm good and full off of whatever the fuck I eat, because it ain't going to be much but vegetables and starches and shit. Because I ain't eating none of the turkeys and chickens and corn hens and whatever, the Cornish hens or whatever. I don't know. There will be a lot of drinking, though. I will say that. So I'm looking forward to all the holiday drinking. But that's neither here nor there. I may do a prediction who's going to win out and drink a beer from each city or state that the college, that wins the next round. So, like, Georgia versus SMU or whoever the case may be, I'm going to drink a beer from who I think will win. And then I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do that. So, that ought to be fucking fun. It's going to be a full-on college football playoff prediction drunk episode. All right, so NFL. Cheers to the fucking NFL. So, NFL, Cleveland beats Pittsburgh in probably the craziest game I think anyone has seen on Thursday Night Football, because it was clear, it was nice, it was a sloppy game from Pittsburgh, it was a decent game from Cleveland, and then all of a sudden it just got worse. Halftime, it's like, you know what, the weatherman said, fuck it, let there be snow, and it looked like a snow globe. Like, it was completely snowing everywhere. It looked like somebody just shook up the snow globe, and you couldn't see players at one point. And it was so, I mean, you could see them, but you couldn't see them. It was just so crazy. And it just, snowed all the way through the end of the game. Pittsburgh had a chance to win it. But yeah, Cleveland pulled it off, and Jameis Winston. He's by far the funniest motherfucker of all time. But yeah, Pittsburgh, I mean, still leading the AFC North, but Ravens are right behind them. Chicago, although I didn't go to that game, I was in the city, can't catch a fucking break, man. Like, they lose to the Vikings in overtime, and they should have won. And I don't really know, man. Like, Eberflus is probably gone after this year. He's just not the coach that they need. And unfortunately, the NFC North is abso-fucking-lutely stacked, and they just got more stacked, which we'll go over in a second. Bears had one fucking job, though. Bears had one job. All you had to do is beat the fucking Vikings. Packers could have been second in the North, but no. Or half a game back, but no. Now we're one full fucking game back. Literally, lost column in the NFC North, is Lions at 1, Vikings at 2, fucking Packers at 3. It is unbearable to see. But all three losses are to the best teams in the NFC: the Eagles, the Vikings, and the Lions. So listen, we're on the right track with this second-year team because they're all young. So, but we're not going to talk about the Packers too much. You got to go to the other episode for all that. But anyway, meanwhile, Washington is sliding down the totem pole right now. It's like, what the fuck happened? They were winning the NFC East at one point, and offensive rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels. I don't even understand how this happens. This was one of the wildest games I have ever seen, and it didn't even make sense. The Commanders looked like shit. It was literally the worst game for about 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden,
unleashing the quarterback.
Half a minute, no timeouts. Daniels throws down the sideline for Terry McLaurin. McLaurin is loose. Lightning strikes twice in Washington.
And if it wasn't for that play, honestly, Terry McLaurin was absolutely null and void because we had him on the Better Beer Picks, and he was supposed to get over 60.5 yards, which he did. But he wouldn't have if that didn't happen. But what is crazier is that they missed the fucking extra point. They missed the extra point. So they're like, all right, fuck it, we're losing. We're going for the onside kick because there's only 21 seconds left. We got to get the ball back.
To the left.
He goes straight ahead this time, and it's picked up, and that'll put the nail in the coffin. End-to-end Wanye Thomas.
First up, I've never seen an onside kick like that where somebody just gets the ball straight to them and takes off fucking running. It just was, man, Cheers to Jaden Daniels fucking up his stock for offensive rookie of the year. Haze of the dead on that one. Speaking of offensive rookie of the year, Denver. They beat Vegas, which we all kind of figured they would because Vegas is just bad. I feel bad for Gardner Minshew. Minshew broke a collarbone and is out for the season during the end, I think middle to end of this game. And I feel bad for him. Gardner's been a good quarterback for them, not great, but I mean, he's gonna get a job or keep the job he has as far as on the Raiders. But I feel bad for him because he did. I mean, breaking a collarbone is fucking crazy. But Bo Nix looks fucking amazing. And Bo Nix looks good. And I'm really honestly trying to figure out what in the fuck, Denver is scary because they are one of the top defenses in the league. 2, Bo Nix doesn't lose them games. He's not going to win you games, but he's going to manage the game. That's not a bad thing to say. He's a rookie. He's going to manage the game so that you don't end up losing. I mean, for fuck's sake, their defense keeps them in games. And, listen, I'm just saying Denver's going to be scary because they're in the playoffs this year. If they continue on the hot streak and they have the Chiefs, I think, once. And they held up with the Chiefs. They have the Chiefs one more time, Raiders one more time. So, they don't have, a lot of tough games because they were fucking bad last year. So, I don't know, man. The Broncos are actually in the mix when it comes to the playoffs, fully in the mix. And, man, I don't know, bro. Like right now, I'm scared to play them because they're a good defense. They have a good defense. Bo Nix is not going to lose you games, but he's a rookie, so we'll see. But he might now be front runner for offensive rookie of the year. I'm putting him there because he's been absolutely great since that Jets game. Yeah. Kansas City beat the Panthers, but wasn't a surprise there. But the story is not that. The story is Bryce Young. Bryce Young is back, baby. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Haze of the dead for Andy Dalton. The days of Andy Dalton are dead. Thank you, God. But listen, the Panthers are bad. Yes, I've said this on this show multiple fucking times. Better Beer, Bet the House multiple times. They're bad. Like I get it. They are absolutely terrible. But Bryce Young gives them a little bit more. Gives them more. And the fucking. The Kansas City Chiefs either are not as good as we think or just in the Super Bowl slump kind of thing, hangover, if you will, or Bryce Young is making strides to be better. Only time will tell. Chiefs are still 10-1. Chiefs are still 10-1. Only one. It's only them and the Lions that are one-loss teams right now, and they just keep fucking pulling it off. But listen, the Chiefs are doing what they need to do to get to the playoffs, and you can never count them out. We've all seen this before. We all have seen this. When they were losing games, they thought they were shit last year, and they won the Super Bowl. Now this year, listen, Patrick motherfucking Mahomes is by far. But Bryce may be the future for the Panthers, and I hope that is so, and I'm glad to see him doing better. And I'm glad they lost because they still get the lower draft pick or the higher draft pick. And they're gonna get some pieces around, and I hope they figure it out as far as how to draft and they just need. I feel like the Panthers can get back to glory, or get to glory. I won't say get back to because, yeah. Speaking of getting to glory, Daniel Jones was benched and then cut or released by the Giants. The Giants suck, bro. Listen, the Giants are – I don't know what's going on with the New York teams. Like I said before on previous episodes, Bills are all the New York football we have, and it is unfortunately fucking terrible. The Giants suck. The Jets suck. They're on a bye week, but they're catching strays. Daniel Jones leaves. You don't pay Saquon Barkley, who is absolutely phenomenal this year, might be in the MVP race, and should be higher in Vegas odds. And then you have Daniel Jones, who you decided to pay over Barkley or whatever the case may be. You bench him and cut him, and this motherfucker ends up with the Vikings. I don't really understand the signing from the Vikings. I guess it's kind of like, hey, if Sam Darnold can't finish the job, we have Daniel Jones. He can finish the job because Daniel Jones hasn't played bad this year. He's just been on a bad fucking team. And, the Giants just suck. And like I said, I don't think Dayball or Scone or any of them will be there next year. And you can just tell in the locker room, they have lost it.
Go out there first, second quarter, don't get the ball, start getting targets at the end. I mean, you can't do nothing. Start getting the ball when it's 30-0. What you want me to do?
Why in the first half are they not looking at you?
I don't know. Talk to Dave about that. Talk to Dave.
Did you say something to the coaches at that time?
I mean, they know. They come up to me, ask me what plays I want. That was that. I mean, I don't know, man.
My God, Malik, spit that gum out, fam. Jesus, that man was highly upset. I get it though, man. Listen, Daniel Jones is not the problem. They lost to the Bucks 30-7. Daniel Jones was not the problem. That personnel is the problem. That offensive line is the problem because Tommy DeVito is already hurt. Yes, he did have over 102 fucking yards, whatever, by 2.5 on some flu shit, but whatever. The Bucks, as injured as they are, shut them down. 30-0, like you said, like the man said, 30-0. 30-0 for most of the game. Third, fourth quarter, fucking will let you score a touchdown and embarrass you. The Giants suck. It's time to just burn it down. It's time to burn it down and start from scratch. Like, burn it down to ashes. Let the phoenix rise from the ashes because, Jesus, it is a wrap. Daniel Jones is about to go on a playoff team and possibly, I don't think they'll win a ring, but finally see what the playoffs look like from a winning side franchise, at least to the playoffs anyway. But, man, it's I don't know. It's bad in New York, and I'm not even a New York fan. Yes, I am from New York, raised in New York, but it is not even – it's not about New York football. It's just the Giants, bro. The Giants suck. Anyway, yeah. So, Haze of the dead for Haze of the dead for the Giants front office, coaching staff, and God, man, just suck. How did we lose to them last year? Miami wins, which I called on better beer, bet the house. I don't trust the Patriots. Drake May does look good, but I don't really. Drake May, I won't say he looks good. He looks like he could be the future, but maybe, I don't know. It's still up in the air. Miami really thinks they have a chance. Miami has looked great at home with Tua back, and we'll see. They're about to go play the Packers now, who beat the Niners, injured Niners. You know, whatever the case may be, next man up. Everybody's dealt with injuries. Packers absolutely handled them. I was there for that. So, listen, I mean, they absolutely got dismantled, and it is what it is. You got to deal with it. Fuck you. But, yeah, so Packers look good. Miami look good, and we'll see. I think that both teams beat bad teams right now, and we'll see. I don't believe that Tua will do it in the cold. I actually think that this is a show me game with Miami versus Packers in Lambeau. And I don't know. Packers are on a roll. Packers have, Jordan looks a little bit healthier now. Tucker Kraft looks great in the offense. And even though they lost Preston Smith, it looks like Lucas Van Ness, who got a strip sack, looks good. Even Keyshawn Nixon looked decent this game. And I don't know, if Jair can get healthy or play this week for Thanksgiving, because it is primetime Thanksgiving, which I won't even call it primetime because it's like 8:30 or Eastern, 7:30 Central. It's fucking late on Thanksgiving. We should have moved the Cowboys to that, but I guess they were thinking that everybody's going to eat late and be asleep on the Cowboy game because fuck. Cowboys versus Giants at that. Suck versus suck. Yo. But yeah, so we'll see, because Miami, with a healthy Tua and everything like that, they look good at home, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Lambeau is a lot tougher. It's going to be nasty weather. It was, like I said, it was already snowing out there. When I went, it was cold, snowing. They're saying it's going to be raining and snowing there, and, all that good shit. So, listen, we'll see. Houston. Haze of the dead to players, first years, looking great quarterbacks and all that shit, because the sophomore slump is fucking real. CJ Stroud. How do you let Will Levis outplay you, out-quarterback you? Will Levis, the meme of the NFL, it outplayed you this game, and it was absolutely sad to see. It was absolutely terrible. Houston just looks like bad. Their offensive line has been really, really bad. CJ Stroud has been hit a lot. He's thrown more picks this season. He's got like 9 or 10, 9 interceptions, I believe. Yeah, 9 interceptions this season. And, man, it is just what happened. He had 3 or 5 last year, and he has 9, and we're still, like, with games to go in this season. Now, granted, he's not the top guy at interceptions. Jordan Love and Patrick Mahomes and all them are up there, but CJ Stroud was talking like he was one of them ones, and he looked like one of them ones last year. But the great ones figure it out. Unfortunately, the sophomore slump is real, man. Like, y'all have to understand the sophomore slump is real as fuck. And the greats figure it out and say, okay, cool. The ones that don't end up being the Sam Darnolds and the Baker Mayfields and the, not to say he can't figure it out, not to say he can't get it done, but he's going to have to go through some turmoil, and hopefully he figures it out. Because right now Houston needs him to figure it out. Joe Mixon, where are you? Joe Mixon, where are you? It was just a bad game for Houston. And I went to Lambeau, so I wasn't really paying attention that much to the game. But as I kept watching through the red zone and highlights and things like that, it's like, wait, what? How? They look bad. I don't know. Houston just got to figure it out. CJ Stroud got to figure it out. Another team that needs to figure it out, or another person that needs to figure it out, is Kyler fucking Murray. Seattle beat Kyler and the Arizona Cardinals, and now are top of the NFC West. The NFC West is the wildest, weirdest conference, if you will, division. Yeah, conference, if you will, because division. Because if you look at the Niners, are not out of it. Say what you want, they're not out of it. Seattle, obviously the top, they split with San Fran. The Rams may be out of it. But the Cardinals, they have these ebbs and flows. They lose games they're not supposed to lose. And that game, Seattle was supposed to be in turmoil, trying to figure it out, or, DK was fucking going crazy. But listen, Seattle figured it out. Geno figured it out. And listen, I'm happy for them. Packers see them soon. And, so I don't know. Ravens and the Chargers, brother versus brother. Oh, my God. I was so tired of hearing that shit. Listen, the Ravens are really good. The Ravens have figured out how to be really good. Lamar Jackson may be MVP again this year in season. We'll see if he figures it out during the playoffs, but Derrick Henry is going to help a lot in the playoffs because, my God, man, he stiff arms people. He should be arrested for assault on every Sunday or Monday that he plays, because what the entire fuck? That man stiff arms and slaps and runs through players that he is a man amongst boys on that football field, and it is fucking unfair that they both have each other in the offense, because they look lackluster, because Chargers defense has been one of the greatest defenses this season, and they looked lackluster in the first half, and then John Harbaugh figured out, let's make some adjustments, and they adjusted, and they just fucking smacked the Chargers 30-16 or 30-14. Listen, the Ravens look amazing against teams that are not named Pittsburgh or the Chiefs. And it is what it is. But Lamar looks like he's in top 3 of the MVP race. Speaking of MVP race, Saquon Barkley is putting his name in the hat as far as MVP. He's having an outstanding year. Giants, man, I'd hate to keep kicking them while they're down, but they fucked up. How do you let him go to the Eagles, who already were a good team and already had a lot of weapons, the A.J. Browns, Devontae Smith. Then they got Dotson. Oh, we thought their offensive line was going to be fucking bad because they lost Kelsey, but they didn't skip a beat. I feel like they got better without Kelsey. This man rushed for 255 yards against the Rams on Sunday night. And he had 302, all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns. My God, man. My God. Just sick to our stomach in the NFC that this happened to us, because this is stupid. We should not have to see this. They were already good. They didn't need any fucking help. So yeah, shout out to the Eagles, or to the Giants, for fucking that up for the Eagles, or giving that to the Eagles. But whatever. Yeah, so they deserve beer goggles. They deserve beer goggles of the season. But speaking of beer goggles, it's time to get to beer goggles of the week. So, man, Gruden signed to Barstool, and he is back.
I love running backs, especially running backs that switch teams and play better for their new team than they did with their old team. Guys like Saquon Barkley of the Philadelphia Eagles. Did you see that performance?
Got me feeling
26 carries, 265 yards. You better hope you're not next. Boom! Josh Jacobs, Green Bay Packers. 3 touchdowns.
Got me feeling
26 carries, 106 yards. Did you see that spin move against that 49er free safety? Boom!
Yeah. Barstool just has money to waste, because why? What? That's not even I don't know. It's crazy I say that, because his setup almost looks like mine, and I feel almost embarrassed, because I will never. I shouldn't say never, but I'm not doing nicey and but yeah, my man is absolutely drunk on a regular occasion. And Saquon, why are you giving the ball away, bro, on a night like this?
Somebody should be engineering a trade for that ball. Get that back. That should be a piece of Philadelphia football history it's held on to. Ooh, big hit on Kyron Williams from C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yapping it.
He realized he gave the ball away. You literally did a celebration and alley-ooped it to the guy in the stand. Yeah, he must have just said he just got drunk. He had a little too much to drink at halftime. And George Pickens is a fucking menace. There ain't no sound to this, but if you pay attention, you'll see who I'm talking about. You can just look. What is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he fighting this man? Why is he fighting? The ball is not anywhere near. George Pickens is a fucking menace, bro. And then Nebraska security officer, or Wisconsin security officer.
Keep an eye on Huskers.com in the coming weeks for Nebraska's full destination and ticket information. We thank you for coming to Memorial Stadium tonight and all season long.
What the fuck was he doing? Why would you run up on a coach like that? He clearly was a coach. It clearly, like, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I hate running on the field, because it's like you never know what the fuck is going to happen. But come on, man. That just, you're a fucking idiot on that one. Like, you're clearly drunk. You was looking for problems. So now that was the beer goggles of the week. And now it's time for the 6-pack of the week. And I am excited to give this man the 6-pack of the week because I have been crucial about this guy because he has by far been absolutely terrible. But I was in the building for this, and I'm so ecstatic for this guy because he has been terrible on defense. But Keyshawn Nixon forcing a fumble.
Yourself, so just been fighting uphill all day long.
So here's Allen going to throw a far side, get McCaffrey involved. McCaffrey turning on the speed, breaks a couple tackles, and Christian McCaffrey. And the ball came out at the end, and he lost it. Packers recover. Oh my goodness, Green Bay with their 3rd turnover of the day. Let's see, very end of this play. Is he down? Oh no, that
what
came
a
out.
Play.
Keyshawn Nixon.
Christian normally does.
Listen, what Tom was going to say was Christian usually holds on to the ball, so that's why this is on 6-pack, because Christian McCaffrey does not fumble that much, and Keyshawn Nixon just great punch. It wasn't over the top kind of like punch. It was just a good enough punch to punch it out. And excuse me. Yeah. So I'm happy to give my guy Keyshawn Nixon, a 6-pack of the week.
Milestone.
And he's 6 yards shy of a career high for rushing yards, and he's got it, and he's got more, and he's gonna go all the way. What a night! What a season! What a player!
Saquon Barkley is the player of the week. I mean, 55 or 65, whatever the fuck it was. 255 yards rushing. It was 55. I'm not listening to Gruden. 255 yards rushing. Again, why did he do the throwing away the ball? But whatever. Listen, he's just been phenomenal this year, and you cannot deny him the greatness that he's been. But this right here is insane. Cowboys, I don't know, maybe special team is their thing, because what the fuck?
2-minute warning, they can kick this thing deep.
Line drive to Turpin, and it bounces through his legs. Here he comes. Devontae Turpin spinning 3. Here he goes. Fastest man in the NFL. Devontae Turpin takes it all the way. Touchdown, Dallas.
That spin move was absolutely fucking insane. What? Insane. That looked like he fumbled, muffed it, and then fucking just went crazy. Oh shit. Oops. Hold up. Next up, again, this should be illegal. This is assault, and they call him King Henry. He should be called King Stiff Arm.
I mean, they've got Henley who's out there to make a play. Stiff arm pushes him aside. Tarheeb's out there. They push him aside. That's just all Derrick Henry. There's just not a lot of backs in the league that can stiff arm 2 guys like that.
There's only one, Troy. There's only one. And his name is Derrick Henry. There is no other fucking running backs out there that could literally stiff arm 2 guys and keep it pushing on a 3rd and short and get almost 8 yards. There's nobody out there. OU, like I said, they had a great defensive showing, and they put the nail in the coffin in Milroe and Alabama's playoff streams.
I agree that they're 1-5 in the league coming in.
Yeah.
That's what's really impressive to me. Here comes pressure. Milroe hit as he throws. It's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Woody Washington, and that should be the dagger. to a huge senior day celebration in Norman. Our Mason Thomas, huh?
Our Mason Thomas. I just circled him, just talked about Ford, Thomas, Downs, all three.
Our Mason Thomas, man. Oh, my God. Yeah, so, I'm going to celebrate that. Come on, of course. Six-pack, that's got to be on the six-pack of the week. But, so this next one is not necessarily a football play, but Cal's equipment manager, he needs to be signed.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like.
Hey, not only did he chase that man, that motherfucker is fast as hell. He chased that motherfucker down. Now, he did get a little help. Somebody grabbed the guy to slow him down or tried to stop him. But, man, listen. Cal's equipment manager needs to be signed to a team because, man, what the fuck? So that was the six-pack of the week. So this is Conversations at the Keg. Man, my mood just changed. This is Conversations at the Keg. And Around the Horn has been canceled. Will finish out till the summer of 2025, but has been announced that it has been canceled and will be dismantled or whatever the case may be. As a fan of the show, for those of you that don't know, the board up here is kind of inspired by Woody, who was on Around the Horn, and I used to watch the show in the afternoons and stuff like that. And basically, these are tributes or homage to his years of writing on the chalkboard behind him. I didn't want to do a chalkboard because I didn't want to take that, you know what I mean? But these phrases and stuff like that, him and his co-writers team, whatever, they wrote it and put it up there. And like I said, I pay homage to it. As a fan, I'm sad. As a realist, I haven't watched Around the Horn in quite some time. I'm sad because it's like, man, part of my young adulthood, teenager, in the military, stuff like that, kind of that is leaving, right? And that is kind of being, put to rest, if you will. And it's kind of those things like, I realize now that nothing lasts forever. I don't realize that now, but I've realized that beforehand, and this is just more of the same. And I feel like it's unfortunate, but it's part of what is going on now. I feel like that show, I've watched it periodically every now and then. It's one of the reasons why I started this show. It's one of the things that I started doing on my own. Like, I felt like, man, I get some of my points and some of my sports knowledge from Around the Horn and PTIs and sports centers and stuff like that. But all good things must come to an end. I mean, it's just part of it. I think that ESPN made the mistake of overproducing that show, and it gave it some flair and things like that. But I mean, we didn't get the characters that we once got with the Calishaws and the Woodies, and I forget the other guy with the bald head and the beard. But we didn't get them very much anymore. And not to say that the new writers are not characters or not, don't bring up good points, because they had some good points. But it just feels like the show kind of just hit a stagnant point. And so I kind of feel I'm in the middle. Like, I'm kind of like torn. I'm like, oh man, it's so fucked up. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, it hasn't been the same since I was a kid. And, as I got older, it got worse, I would say. Or not worse, but it didn't give me the same feel. PTI, surprisingly, has still given me the same feel. But I wonder, like, what is going to happen to them? Because, honestly, they're one of the longer standing shows besides SportsCenter. And even that has changed, and the hosts have changed and things like that, from the Stuart Scotts to the Stephen A. Like, it's changed. A lot of that has changed, and it comes with age, man. These things happen. And I think that ESPN realizes that you don't have to overproduce a show. The Pat McAfee's, the Mina Kimes, those shows are really just simple and podcast-ish, if you will, and a lot of people enjoy those shows and just simply listen to the shows. Watch them, yes, but listen to them more so than they watch them. You put it on, it's kind of like a dead space, but it's the audio that you catch. And I feel like ESPN is starting to realize that Around the Horn kind of got overly produced, and you had to sit down and watch it, and there was nothing captivating for it when it comes to sports. It wasn't a game. It wasn't a thing of, these guys know more than anybody else. It wasn't anything of that. It was just more so writers giving you their perspective from across the country. And I guess it gave them some type of bigger notoriety or publicity and things like that. And I'm happy that I've got to see it from where it started to now. And I mean, at the same time, I'm sad that it's going. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I hope that they figure out a new style of what it should be. Maybe they get a group of podcasters, ESPN, holla at me, let me know. Or they may go in a different direction of, and trying to figure out a less produced style show. And because people aren't consuming TV, cable TV and things like that as often or as much as they used to with streaming and with sports. I mean, you got to look at like YouTube TV has all the football games now. Literally, I have YouTube TV and I literally put on multi-view four different fucking games, that I want to watch, and I don't watch commercials anymore. And that's really the heart and soul of cable TV is the commercials. And I don't listen, I watch them because they're still on my screen, but I don't listen to them. I listen to the other game, and I listen to the other game, and then I listen to the other game. I don't know. I don't think that there's any fixing it. I think they're going to have to go towards a more podcast-ish style show. And we'll see. I think there's a possibility that they will do something like that. I think that they'll do that. My only request is once you get down to the last few weeks or the last month, bring on the older Around the Horn guys, bring on the older host, bring on the guys that have been around the horn from the beginning. Actually, I think what's the name? Yeah. So bring them all on and just have them all on the show and just have a good time with it and just talk about the what they loved about the show, what they hated about the show, like more behind the scenes almost, if you will. I feel like a lot of us fans of the show would love to kind of peel back the curtain and see. That is one of the shows that we just really never understood. Like, there are people that still ask me, what is the point system? How does the point system work? And it's like, oh, well, the host, if he feels that's a good point, he gives them a point, or if he feels like that was stupid or already said, he'll negate it, or, you know what I mean? And I feel like they should do more, like they should do almost like a roast and kind of roast the host and tell, what do they do on the reality TV shows? Like a reunion show, and just kind of talk about all of the stuff that, behind the scenes, talk about, the hosting, and talk about, what it did for their career, things like that. Just random, just random stuff that us as fans would love to see, because some of the fact is that, me personally, I feel like I wanted to be a writer at one point, but at the other, I wanted to be an an anchor or a sports guy at the other point, because the simple fact is that, Around the Horn it seems so cool to me. I feel like, writing is kind of a dying, I don't want to say profession, but dying, yeah, I guess profession. Fuck it. And I feel like, a lot of people, books are now audio, books are turning into movies and series and things like that. So it's a lot of people consume their entertainment or their knowledge from visual or audio, and they don't consume it from reading anymore. I am of the back and forth. It depends on the book. Some books you need to hear. But I don't know. I just feel like this is kind of one of those things where I feel like I'm starting to get old. But this is also one of those things where I realize that, as you get older, these things happen. It's 23 years of the show, and it's never really changed except for the production of it. And, it's time to adapt and adjust, and they never did. And I feel like, I hate to say it, but PTI may be next. I still watch PTI here and there. But I feel like Wilbon and Kornheiser have such a good chemistry and have such a good writer's takes, and they have their thing. It's 2 against like 7 or 5 or whatever it was for the Around the Horn. So, but yeah, that's Conversations at the Keg. Tell me what you think. Like, hey, it's time. I never really watched Around the Horn, or I'm sad as hell. I hate that they're getting rid of Around the Horn. All that good shit. To me, I feel like it's been kind of stagnant for the last few years, and I feel like they need to unproduce it and let it be something a little bit different, a little more entertaining, if you will. So, but yeah, this is Beer 30, and man, I'm down to the... This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock, excuse me, and I'm down to the last bit of this beer, and I feel my eyes heavy as shit right now. So, yeah, thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. You guys have been absolutely great. And in the holiday season, yes, I don't eat meat. I'm a pescatarian, but, for those of you that are out there with your families, those of you that are alone, hit me up on IG, hit me up on Twitter, that damn Ziggy, on IG, on my personal IG, Beer 30 Sports O'Clock on everything else. But hit me up, man, if y'all want to hang out and go get a drink. There's a couple places that are open on Thanksgiving. I don't like people being alone on holidays because we hype up holidays more than it should be. But, for those of us who are going through things and are alone on this holiday, I really hope that you find solitude or peace in that aloneness, or not aloneness, in that silence, or in that time with yourself, or those who are with a gang of family, or those who are lucky and blessed enough to have their family around. Man, I hope you appreciate that. I appreciate the little things. My son, who's not going to be with me Thanksgiving, but it's pretty much by his own choice because he's going to a wedding like the next few days after that. So, listen, I'm one of those people, I take everything as gratefulness, like being grateful for it. So I thank everybody for rocking with me. Thank you for listening to me, because you could all say I'm crazy and stop listening to me, but I would be even more entertaining. But I want to say thank you again, man. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. All those of you guys that comment on the YouTube clips, on the TikTok, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, thank you. Shout out to you, because the simple fact is, like, I ain't shit without y'all, and this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. So be prepared, because it's going to get wild. So this is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock, and my eyes are haze of the dead.